Hello, my name is Ija Martins. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of California. I work with individuals, couples, and court-referred families. So about 80% of my clients are either diagnosed with ADHD, or their partners are diagnosed with ADHD, or some of them are underdiagnosed. So there's about 2 to 5% of adults are diagnosed with ADHD, and we do not know how many people are underdiagnosed. ADHD is a biological neurological condition, which means the prefrontal lobe of the brain is different from a neurotypical brain. The prefrontal lobe, it's right here, of the brain, there's a section that's in charge of executive functioning, which means planning, impulse control, organization, self-regulation, and self-motivation. So when this part of the brain is underdeveloped or delayed in development, they show many problems in their lives. So as someone with a partner with ADHD, what are the challenges that you see and you experience in your daily life? You could probably tell me. I'll list a couple. So say you go on a date with your partner with ADHD. You may notice they get distracted easily and they go off topic, and you have to bring them back to the topic. You go around and they see something and you forget about what you're talking about. In some way, it's tiring. And when you live with someone with ADHD, what does it look like? They could be constantly asking you, honey, where's my phone? Where's my key? Where's my glasses and my wallet? So you feel you have to attend to those details all the time and put out fires for them. It's a little bit stressful. Well, if you are co-parenting with someone with ADHD, it could be showing in they're having hard time to follow up with the kids' projects, homeworks, or forms that need to be signed by the parents, or showing up, dropping kids off late, picking up late, not very consistent in following through tasks like that. And that can create some challenges in rearing children together. Sometimes people with ADHD can be hyper-focused on certain tasks that they cannot get out of it. For example, if your partner has a deadline to meet for work and they may be pulling an all-nighter and disregarding the family schedule need for eating dinner together, having time together, or going on vacation together because they cannot get out of this hyper-focus mode. Well, for certain other tasks, your partner with ADHD could be avoiding by all means. They tend to be very repetitive, boring, or tedious, according to their mind. It's a lack of stimulation and novelty that make them really don't want to go there and do that. So they procrastinate until somebody else pick up the slacks. So with all of those challenges, you may say, it's not fair because they have ADHD, this condition that I have to overcompensate and pick up the slacks, doing more, and I'm exhausted all the time. I don't have time for myself. Well, here are a couple tips I want to provide for you when you live with someone with ADHD and you love someone with ADHD. Number one is to process feelings, your feelings. So first, you will have to grieve the fact that your partner does not have a neurotypical brain. Their brains are different from yours. Their way of perceiving time, organizing things, planning things, completing tasks, and staying motivated and regulate themselves are different from yours. There are certain things that you're just always going to be better at than they are. And it's a loss. That means there are a lot of things that cannot live up to your standard, and you may have to compensate. You may have to pick up in order for your system to work properly. It's a very sad fact that their brain is different from yours. So going through grief, you may experience a lot of different feelings like irritation, annoyance, anger, resentment, sadness, guilt. Sometimes you may feel helpless or hopeless, that there's no way you can get out of this. You don't know how to solve this challenge. And you may feel very alone in parenting or in your partnering. All of those feelings are valid, human, and normal. They're all welcome. So I would really encourage you to speak to someone, chat with someone about your feelings, or write them down, journal, or dance, or draw, anything that you know how to express your feelings, to let them out, to be heard, to be seen by others, and to be accepted. And maybe after all of those process, some compassion from you will rise up in your heart for your partner and for your relationship, for yourself. So the second one I recommend is to identify your needs in a very specific way. So what exactly that you need your partner to do to feel you're appreciated for your work, for your overworking, and for who you are? It can be very small, but very clear, like, please make dinner tonight. You can take one thing off my plate. I will feel more relaxed and I'll have some time for myself. Be very clear about, don't give more than 2 steps instructions. It's hard for people with ADHD to follow them. You want to give 1 or 2 at a time. Say, can you please make dinner tonight and make sure dinner is on the table by, say, 6 o'clock. So they have a sense of how to plan for that, and you can give them some support and help on that. And also try to be very realistic about your expectations. If you say, well, I want you to make dinner is ready by 6 o'clock, and the house is cleaned up, and the children are fed, and you're not stressed, so when I come home, everything is perfect. This is a little bit harder to achieve than saying, I want dinner on the table by 6 o'clock. It can be a very simple, healthy one. Doesn't need to be elaborate. So after that, you know your needs. Number 3 is to communicate to your partner about your needs and to really negotiate with them. You can lay on the table or even draw a chart. What are the things that you're very good at, your strength, and what are the things they're very good at, their strength? And you negotiate or barter or trade. Say, if you're very good at planning activities and trips, maybe you can take on that job. And if they're very good follow through things, they can do the rest of the planning. So it takes some time to learn how each of you work, and how each of you, what your strengths are, and how you can best use of your strength and resources to maximize for your family and your partnership. So number 4, after you negotiate, you state your needs, you talk about your feelings, think about how can you support your partner. A lot of partners of clients with ADHD will ask me, well, I don't know what to say or how to say or how often. If I say too much, how's your calendar planning? How's your organization skills developing? And they may get annoyed and they think I'm trying to nag at them. Well, ask them. Ask them, how often do you want me to remind you? And how would you like me to word it in a way that you feel cared for, but not being put down or pathologized? They will tell you. They will tell you, and keep communicating with each other. And ask in a way that you're accepting them for who they are, with love, with compassion, and just expressing your needs as a fellow human being, as a partner. So, to summarize, your partner is different from you. Just like male and female brains are different, neurotypical brain and neurodivergent brain are different. So it takes time to get to know each other, how each other work, and how to develop a plan to work together. So on the topic of integrating differences, I have a workshop coming up, a day-long workshop, collaborating with one of my colleagues about integrating differences. It's called Weatherproofing Your Relationship. Well, stay tuned. Bye now.